All right, SEC West fans, this is Rick for our last regular season show. Before we do, since I live in Texas and broadcast from the state of Texas, I want to give a shout out to the A&M program. They've won, I think, 6 straight. Here's a big old Texas A&M fan. Say hi, Brant.
How you football fans doing today?
Yeah, there he is. Sorry about the camera. So anyway, we got him here. We don't discriminate, but we do know that the best conference is the SEC. And the best division in the best conference is the SEC West dudes. And hopefully we'll have another national championship this decade, which I don't even know what we had. LSU twice, Alabama won. Okay, so that's 3 championships in the last, 5 years. Hopefully Auburn's going to come in here and do another one for us, but we'll see. I'll talk to you about this week's matchups and what I think. I'm going to start with Alabama and Auburn. Bama is a 4.5 point favorite in this game. Intangibles. There's a lot of them in this game if you think about it. This is Auburn's first big road game, and that's huge. They've been playing at home a lot, and they've got real lucky in their schedule this year. Let's see, number 2, get a sip of water. This game is going to be Auburn against the world. Bama just yesterday said they couldn't do the Tiger Walk before the game because of the new facility there, and it's not going to work out logistically. I think that's a lot of bullshit, but we'll see. All the Cam Newton controversy. Again, Chiswick can go in there and say, guys, it's us against the world. Let's get these Bama Roll Tide Elephants and get out of here with a win and head on up to Atlanta undefeated. Another big intangibles that people hadn't been talking about is Auburn's now lost 2 straight Iron Bowl games. That'll get them up. And another player, not only Cam Newton having controversy, but now it's Nick Fairley having controversy because he hits quarterbacks too hard, Now, when I saw him play against the LSU and he slammed our quarterback down, it kind of got me pissed, but, hell, he's a big, mean, nasty player. He's going to be playing on Sundays, and if your offensive lineman lets Fairley get to your quarterback, that's what you're going to get. So I say protect your quarterbacks better. Let's see. Number 3 intangible I got on this game is Bama has yet to put it all together on offense. Offensively, Bama is a sleeping giant, folks. I'm telling you, they've got more talent than any team in the SEC on offense. I promise you that. But I wouldn't take Cam. I would take Cam Newton over McElroy. Don't get me wrong. Number 4 intangible I got is both teams were off this past week. Yeah, Alabama played Georgia State on Thursday night, but come on, guys. They had their second, third, and fourth string in there for the whole second half, and all that was a good practice session, so that was off too. So there's no, with both teams being off like that, that's going to be even as far as, I don't know who it's going to be better for. I think that you take Bama. I don't know about this 4.5 points, though, but I think Bama's going to win because for several reasons. Number 1, they just got too much offense, and Auburn's defense isn't that good, and I think they're going to be able to exploit it. McElwain has not been calling the plays too good this year, and I think they're going to overcome all that. I don't know what Trenton Richardson's going to be like after Patrick Peterson knocked him out in that LSU game, but he might be back. But I just think they got too many weapons against them. I think McElwain's going to call a good game. Number 2, I think defense. I think with 2 weeks to prepare, plus Georgia State ran a similar offense to what Auburn runs. Of course, not half as good as quarterback. Discipline, scheme, defense. I think Saban and Smart's going to come up with a good game plan for him. I don't think they're going to stop Cam Newton, but I do think they're going to stop him enough. LSU stopped him enough, even though he had all those yards. I'm thinking that it's going to be an LSU game kind of like that, but they're going to have more success against them than we did. And I think that Alabama's offense is going to score a lot of points. State and Ole Miss. I'll take State. Give Ole Miss the 2.5 points. I think State is better. And I think Houston Dale Nutch has coached his game of the year. He always coaches 1 or 2 games of the year. He's done. Mississippi State's going to roll in this game for the 2nd straight year. Book it. Arkansas and LSU got about 4 minutes left. Arkansas is a 3.5 point favorite over LSU. Here's some of the intangibles we need to talk about. In Little Rock, the game is in Little Rock. I hate going to Little Rock. I hate the stadium. The town's nice, but please, guys, let us play in Fayetteville one of these years. It's getting old. If my math is correct, we've had 2 wins in Little Rock since 2001. We have not had a whole lot of success there. Arkansas has, intangible number 2 is Arkansas has a lot on the line here. They win this game against the LSU, their chances of going to a BCS game are very good. And I think the players recognize that, and I think the players are going to play hard to get there. And let's see. Arkansas's losses this year, this is intangible number 3. Arkansas has lost to Alabama and Auburn, 2 teams that have been ranked at the number 1 position throughout the year. I don't know if they were ranked. Aaron corrected me and said that they weren't ranked number 1 when they played them. I know Alabama was ranked number 1 when they played them. Those 2 games could have went either way. I think that's going to keep these kids focused and hungry for the game, and that's a 3rd intangible that goes for Arkansas's way. And the 4th intangible I got is Mallett's game last year against LSU. He left that stadium with a sour taste in his mouth, and you could just tell on the radio, on the TV. They lost it in the last minutes. He played a so-so game in the first half. In the second half, he came in there, and it was lights out. I think this game has been on Mallett's personal schedule for a long time. I think he circled it on his calendar. He's going to be ready to play. So that's 4 intangibles I talked about, all going Arkansas's way. A little comment on the matchups here. LSU has had trouble this year with the 2 good running quarterbacks that they've played against. And even Florida had some success against them with a running quarterback when they put the other kid in. So fortunately for LSU's defense, which is very good this year, but not so good against running quarterbacks, Mallett doesn't run. So that's a good thing for LSU's defense. Mallett now, as opposed to that Alabama game when Mallett didn't have a whole lot of help, the running game for Arkansas is really starting to come on here in the later part of the season. And that's going to be interesting to watch to see if they can continue that. It looks like he got the help. If he would have had such help in that Alabama game, I think that would have came out a little different. LSU's been real good this year getting after the quarterback. That helps, especially against Mallett. I know against Alabama they were able to rock him a little bit and get out of their way. LSU's going to have to sack him a lot and get after him and hurry him and knock him down. Our corners, I love our defensive backs. We've probably got one of the finest defensive backfields in the country. But if you look at what McElroy from Alabama was able to do to him with some of those lasers, Mallett's a lot better. And so if we don't get after him, don't matter how good our corners are, he's going to lay the ball right over that shoulder, those awesome receivers they had, and it's going to nullify any of that anyway. Number 5 matchup is Jordan Jefferson's light. Seems to have been coming on. He's had 3 straight good games. It looks like the field's slowing down for him. Looks like he's going to have a great chances of having a great season next year are pretty good. And we'll see if that continues. It's going to be interesting. I'm thinking it will. Win or lose. And after, it looks like LSU has a solid number 2 back and Michael Ford now to go along with Ridley. We've been looking for that all year. Looks like we got it. We'll see what happens. LSU's definitely going to have to run the ball in this game to keep it out of Arkansas's hands. But anyway, that's how I see it. I hate to say it, but I think Arkansas is going to take this one from the Tigers. There's just too many. There's 4 big intangibles going against us. But if LSU can get after the quarterback, if we can get a running game going, I think we'll be all right. But 3.5 points, I'll take Arkansas and give LSU the 3.5 points. I hope I'm wrong in that one and the Auburn case, but that's just what I think. So regardless of what happens, it's going to be close. But if it was just 3, I might say the other way. But 3.5 kind of locks you in. I guess that's what those guys in Vegas do. Anyway, well, I appreciate it, and we'll see y'all next time.